Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Cam's Trends. Today I'll be going over how to fix the Lionel Postwar 154 contactor. So several issues that can arise, and it's pretty common with these Postwar makes, is the paper underneath these two metal contacts here. You can imagine after 50 to 70 years, they're gonna wear out, as most paper does. So I'm gonna share with you a little tactic I use to fix that problem. And right now you can see that one of the lights is just standstill on. It won't turn off after the train's off of the contact plate. And nobody wants that with these really awesome looking crossing signals. They're unique, a little ridiculous, but they're still cool. So let's jump right into the video. So I have two methods that I'm going to be sharing with you today, one of which is just using some standard notebook paper and also using a piece of tape. Now there's pros and cons to both of these. Let's start with the little piece of notebook paper here. So a pro with this is you can see where you're laying it underneath these contacts here. It definitely makes for a good insulator as long as there's no holes poked in it, and I don't know how to fix this, so I'll be going over that today and how that works. And now for, maybe a con for this is it is a bit unsightly, so I'll show you that here in a couple minutes. But what are you gonna do? These clips they're kind of unsightly to begin with. They're very bulky and large, but it's a Postwar make accessory, so what are you gonna get? I think it's cool. It's still a cool piece of history, but if that's not what you're looking for, then you can go with the tape option. So for the tape, like I have over on my desk over there, or actually right here, you can just take a little piece of tape and stick it right underneath these contacts, which I'll also show you in a few minutes. Now some pros to using the tape is you don't see it. Like it's clear, it's really easy to put on there. Just dab it right on that piece of rail there and boom, it works. Now a con to that is the tape can get sticky over time and it will stick to the track. It can be even difficult to get off unless you have like a prying tool. Now it's not super glue, but that's kind of the trade-off with that. So you go ahead and choose whatever you would like, but I'm going to start with the paper option. Alrighty, so we'll first be working with the notebook paper. This is probably my preferred method. It's really easy to work with. So literally all you're gonna do is lift up this little contact plate here, the 154C. That's the contactor that comes with the signal. And then you're just gonna simply place it right underneath these contacts. Make sure it's even on both sides. And this will prevent these two contacts from making any sort of contact with the outer rail. Like sometimes these little edges here will just barely nick the outer rail, and that can even complete the circuit and your light will stay on. So you don't want that. This will make a perfect insulator. It's really thin. I would not advise using cardstock. It's just a little too thick. I like the heavy duty aspect of it, but it's just a little too thick, and even that might cause derailments depending on where your track is. So I just like the notebook paper. It's easy, it's flimsy, and it just does the task. So let's fire up the track power and let's let it roll. Alright, now on our second option is the tape method. So all you need is some Scotch tape. I guess you could supposedly use masking tape as well. But I'm going to just go ahead and take this little piece of paper out, how we can move on. And next, all you need is just, once again, small amount of tape, just enough to polish off those contacts and cover them, I suppose. Then once again, just lift this little tab up gently, put the tape on the rail, make sure it's nice and even, there's no bumps. And kind of just wrap it around the rail. It's probably the best option as well. Then, the easiest part, gently put down the little tabs here. And as you can see, it leaves absolutely no mark if there's even tape there. So if you're into that, I would go with that option. It doesn't even have to be tightly wrapped on there, just enough to cover that rail. So once again, let's fire it up and see how it works. Alrighty, that should wrap it up for the video. Thanks for chiming in. I know when I received mine, I was having that same issue, and I just put my brain to it, and it works great. By the way, you know, most of the time on eBay, these will come with contactors, but maybe the contactors are just not in good shape. Like they can be rusted, broken, you know, whatever. They're plenty easy to find on eBay by themselves. I definitely look for a good one. I know it sounds like common sense, but it is easy enough to miss the small details on there. So I definitely look into that. I wouldn't worry about the insulation on the bottom of the tabs. They're old. They're pretty much all going to be busted by at least some point or another. So I would just use this method. It's the easiest way to fix it and the most practical way, at least I think. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Adios.